You're listening to B2B Tech Talk with Ingram Micro, where we share topics that will inspire business growth and help you stay ahead of advances in technology before they become mainstream. This episode is sponsored by Ingram Micro Xvantage, the game-changing platform that will transform your business potential and reshape how customers see you. Welcome to this episode of B2B Tech Talk. Today, our episode has an international flair as we've invited a couple of our partners who are TrustX Alliance members out of the UK. We have Gemma Meggitt with Perspicuity, and we have Henry Capper with Moof IT. And welcome to the show, guys. Glad to see you.
Thank you. You too.
Great. Well, first of all, I want to, on behalf of Ingram, to thank you for your partnership. And speaking of partnership, in addition to partnering with Ingram, you've also partnered with each other. So why don't we start, Gemma, if you can give us some background about Perspicuity, about your involvement with TrustX and Ingram Micro, and then we'll hear Henry's side of the story as well.
Perfect. Of course, Nina, no problem. So hi, I'm Gemma and I work on the sales team here at Perspicuity. Our background and focus is all things Microsoft 365. So we get involved in a number of different projects across the Microsoft stack, including helping customers migrate to the Microsoft cloud. So we've got a support team, modern work team, modern security team, and a development team. All of our projects are focused on user adoption and change management, because it's all well and good having the technology there, but unless the customers are using it in the right way, they're not going to get that good return on investment. And we've partnered now with the TrustX community for a number of years, and that's meant that we've built meaningful and trusted relationships. And that allows us to enhance our line of work by not having to turn things down where it doesn't suit us in our main sort of capabilities, because we know that we can go out to our trusted partners, thanks to TrustX, and then open up those opportunities elsewhere to help our customers as well.
That's fantastic. And then in comes Henry and Moof IT. Tell us about Moof IT.
So Moof IT are Apple device management specialists. So our job is to basically deploy, manage, support, and integrate. It's typically Macs in medium-sized and large enterprise businesses. So we've been doing that for a long time. I guess it's a bit of a niche space, like, in Perspicuity are a bit niche, but quite a lot of companies in the kind of Windows management sort of area and support area. So we've taken it a slightly different angle. And we've been part of TrustX for a long time now. I'd say maybe 7 or 8 years, which has been very good. And to kind of mimic, I guess, what Gemma's been saying, it's very, we love the TrustX just to kind of go and talk about everything, running a company and getting those little nuggets of advice. But one of the really strong benefit areas has been, I think the printer's kicking up behind me, which is enjoyable. I think has been partnering with people. So, as we are brought in to deal with maybe some Apple device management issues that some of the other TrustX partners can't do, we work with people when we've got particularly tricky, really high-end networking or I'm sure the area we're going to talk about today. So, the TrustX allows us to fill the gaps that we're not specialists in, so we can be very clear about what we are brilliant at, but say, we've got this group of companies that can help us elsewhere.
Fantastic. So, Gemma, walk me through this. There was an opportunity. Who had the opportunity? Was it?
So it was us. Yeah, it was us. The opportunity. So we were working with a change consultancy company we've been working with for a number of years. And they have grown from, when we first worked with them, they were a full PC company, but they wanted to move to the Mac platform. So that was a big part of what we did with them. And we'd managed them, and they've been growing really nicely, and they're now about 350 odd users. So all be going well there. But then they had another company that were kind of helping support their SharePoint element, and that wasn't going very well. It was going fine, but they just didn't have that level of expertise that they were looking for. So, knowing Perspicuity well, the second the opportunity came up to present someone differently, we spoke directly to Gemma and everyone over there and helped shape up the opportunity and yeah, it's been a real success ever since. So I don't know if Gemma wants to talk more about exactly what you came in and did.
Yeah, of course. So Henry and I hadn't touched base before, so I think that first initial call was to obviously introduce ourselves and for Henry to explain the opportunity and the pain points that the customer had currently. Initially, the requirement was around SharePoint support, so that got scoped out, and our customer success package was the right fit. And as the conversations progressed, other requirements came out as well. And I think that initial engagement was the support package as well as the SharePoint discovery, because the customer had a number of specific things that they wanted doing, as well as the support. So in the end, we kept the support package separate, and then embarked on a SharePoint discovery as well. And my colleagues tell me that there's lots of other opportunities now in the pipeline. Because support packages are always a great way to create a sticky customer, because we're constantly talking to them, ensuring that they're getting value out of the service. And it goes without saying that obviously any further work now that comes out of this all goes back to Henry and his team to do what they need to do, as it is their customer. So we make sure that they're kept in the loop along the way.
Oh, that's great. Now, Henry, when you were making the reach out, the decision, how easy was it just to go right into your TrustX network to find the right partner?
Well, luckily, I'd had a number of beers with the leader of Perspicuity. But no, like, knew of what they did. It was very, very easy. And, I guess from attending a number of meetings over a number of years, you get to understand people in these different niche spaces. And then even those people in the kind of core Windows PC support area, everyone has their little niches, which is interesting. And so I think, it was very, very easy to do. The UK has a really great TrustX alliance that's run really well by Penny, and we get together a lot, so you get to learn about everyone's business, which is fantastic. And so it's very easy. I mean, almost you kind of have a little Rolodex in the back of your head of what everyone does, and I could call out other Haptic Networks has been fantastic to us as well. Utilize we've done some stuff with as well. And these people that have these little areas, it's fantastic. You kind of know what they do, so it almost feels like you don't have to go digging. It's almost presented to you as well, and not in a salesy way. So very, very easy to engage with, and then Perspicuity were fantastic. They're geared up, hopefully much like we are, to say, we'll make this easy for you now. You've got a problem, let's not make it difficult. We'll kind of give the solution to you, make it really easy for you to wrap that up to your client. So all very, very pleasing. So much so, I guess I haven't thought about it that much. It kind of just got resolved. Isn't
that a good feeling?
Yes, I like when people do put stuff on my plate. That's ideal. You want people to take stuff off your plate. So very good from their side, and we were very happy.
These connections with TrustX really yield great results. You don't have to think about it. You can rest your head on your pillow at night knowing your customer's taken care of, and knowing that it's all going to be a seamless engagement. What advice, as we continue and we're growing our TrustX community, we're around the world, for those partners who either are new to Ingram or have not yet engaged with Ingram yet, what advice would you give them about TrustX?
I think from my perspective, the Expand platform, which we are definitely biased towards, but the Expand platform is a great way to share news, ask questions, and get notifications where opportunities are coming up, and where partners aren't sure exactly which partner to sort of reach out to. That's a great way to ask the right questions and get pointed in the right direction for advice of where you can get help.
And Henry, what about you?
Obviously Expand, fantastic, Gemma, work. but also, I think you do need to, you do get out. You have to go and meet people. I know COVID's, torpedoed that for a lot of people, but kind of getting in front of people and talking to people about what they do. Just there is there is business out there, and actually there's business that people don't want that you probably do want, and vice versa, and people that can help each other. So yeah, just you need to lean into the network, I think they say, and chat to people about what you're up to, what they're up to, and not be afraid to present your challenges and say, I'm struggling with this. And you'll have one of two things. Someone's either got a solution, or everyone will be like, yeah, we're all struggling with that. And that's actually quite useful. And it can also save you a huge amount of time, trying to overcome specific challenges that other people might have solved. So, or not wasting time doing something that someone else has tried and failed at is also equally as useful.
Yeah, it can be very validating, for sure. I cannot thank you both enough for joining us today on this international episode of B2B Tech Talk. And I'm actually going to be in your neighborhood next week. I'll be in London. So hopefully Peggy and I are trying to work on something. So we'll see what we can conjure up. But thank you both so much for joining us today and sharing this great story of collaboration. It's quite inspirational, and also of the value of working with TrustX and Ingram Micro. We thank you so much.
Thank you.
Impactful global engagements, iconic entertainment experiences, and memorable networking opportunities. Be part of it all at Ingram Micro One 2024. You've been listening to Ingram Micro's B2B Tech Talk. Thanks for tuning in. If you like this episode and you want to continue the conversation online, use hashtag B2B Tech Talk.